and good evening. Welcome. Hello everyone, I'm Alan. If you've not been here before, I dish out YouTube tricks and tips. Basically, if you're new around here and you're looking to start a YouTube channel, grow a YouTube channel, or push your brand out there onto the second largest search engine on the internet, hit that subscribe button and you'll get 2 videos each and every week of random tips and around about 2 live streams each and every week of me chatting to you directly, you directly interacting with me here on YouTube, me spouting random tips at you, and you can meet the community. The wonderful community that's randomly built up of wonderful nutters that come and watch me and ask me questions. Now, this evening we will be talking about tips to grow your YouTube channel if you are a new YouTuber, or the general basics and the foundations that you should really be implementing on your YouTube channel. What I'm going to do to start with is obviously work my way through my pint of water as well. But hello everybody and welcome to the live stream. Now if you happen to be in the live stream right now, please say hello, let me know that you happen to be here. Remember to hit that like button to share it out to as many people as we can, because the more people we have in here, the better. And like, share, subscribe, ask as many questions as you wish, and we shall proceed. Now, as I said, today I'm going to be talking about how to grow your YouTube channel, or how to start your YouTube channel as a new YouTuber. Now, this is something that generally needs to be considered. I mean, everybody that starts on YouTube starts as a new YouTuber. It's kind of self-explanatory. Everybody starting from YouTube starts with a blank canvas, no channel art, no idea for what their videos happen to be, no name, no titles, no descriptions, no tags, nothing. No subscribers, no views. Okay? Now, yes, you may come over with a pre-built-in audience from somewhere, but everybody has a level playing field when they first start YouTube. So what they have to do is quickly learn the basics. Now, what they also have to learn is that have to be ready to suck at it to start with. Not everyone will be some kind of super YouTuber day one, right? You need to set your expectations. You need to understand that you need to learn. You need to make those mistakes. You need to have those camera days where it doesn't work, or you need to have those days where the audio is appalling, or where the lighting's wrong and you just don't understand why, or the framing's wrong, or you've dropped your phone, or it's tinny audio, or you're trying to throw something together. Okay? What you need to do is learn that you will suck. And you will suck for many weeks and many videos to come. But as long as you don't give up and you keep grinding, you will slowly learn. Now, I'd like to say hello to everybody that happens to be popping into the chat right now. Hello to Rainbow Bow. Hello TYTD. Hello Mighty Love. Hello Mr. Caterpie. That's a pokey thingy, right? Blue Sharp. And yes, say hello to everyone. Happy Sunday, and to everybody that's in the chat and everybody that's going to appear, and maybe anyone that's watching on the recap. Hello. So yes, as being a new YouTuber, you need to consider that it is a steep learning curve. You're not going to put on your shoes and your trainers on day one and run the 100 meters in 9.3 seconds like Usain Bolt. Right? There was a lot of legwork and training that went into Usain Bolt being an Olympic champion, and there's a lot of learning and failing and trying again that goes into becoming a YouTuber. In any essence, whether you happen to be YouTubing just for a hobby, or whether or not you're YouTubing for a business, or whether you have a long-term plan in mind, right? There is an element of patience and learning, but what you also need to do is very quickly establish what kind of niche you want to be in. Now, this could be that, in my case, I teach educational videos. And I come here, hello Zenzul, from sunny Brighton. I don't think it's that sunny right now, is it? Did you get hit by snow that much, Zenzul? But welcome. So yes, you need to pick your niche. So in this case, this is an educational channel, and I decided that my educational topics would be YouTube. So not only did I pick a category, which is kind of a niche in itself, but I then doubled down. I didn't just say that I would teach web development and search engine optimization and branding and logo design and YouTube, right? Because I can do that. I'm a web developer by day, right? But I decided, okay, I could do all of those and I could confuse people. And if I could put out 100 videos and 20 videos on each, right? But would that gain critical mass? Or should I focus on YouTube tips and tricks, right? In that case, instead of putting out 20 videos on YouTube tips and tricks and 80 videos that aren't related to it on the channel, I could put 100 videos into YouTube tricks and tips. I could answer your most frequently asked questions, 100 of them. And then that way, if anybody asks a common question in the search, they can find me. Because I'm niched. And every time I upload a video, every time I show my face, the people know that, that face gives YouTube tips. That face helps me grow my channel. That face shows me how to do a specific feature, or how to live stream, or how to create a custom channel URL. Basically, every time I appear, I want people to learn the association that I'm here to teach you something. Hopefully that I've been around and it's nearly 100 videos on this channel already, so you'll know that, okay, he seems to be talking sense. He's not just a random guy that's put up a how to get 10,000 subscribers and then disappeared. He's, you know, he's given us worthy tips, and it earns your trust because that tip worked and that tip worked, and yes. So a question to everybody that happens to be in the chat. When did you first start your YouTube channel? What was the first video that made you decide, right, I need to make something? What year did you upload? What video did you make? Did you know what type of content you wanted to make? Did you start day one putting out content regularly, or did you slowly drip feed videos onto your channel? Right? There's many YouTubers I know that start a YouTube channel, they'll try a couple of videos, and then maybe over the next year or so they'll ad hoc throw a video up every now and then, and they won't get serious for like a year or so. But I want to know, everybody that's in the chat, tell me roughly how many videos you've got, and roughly when you started making YouTube videos. When did you start your channel, and when did you start making videos? Because I'd like to know roughly, you know, I'd like to know roughly how long it took people to get into the swing of things, get addicted to it all. And yeah, let me know what your first video was about. Let me know what inspired you to make that video. Was there a favourite YouTuber you liked? Were you emulating someone? Now, I personally, I was watching a lot of Philip DeFranco when I first started watching, and he had a slightly different style to what he did now, but it was him sat in his living room and he was talking to the camera about the common news that he happens to be on TV, his opinion on what Megan Fox was doing, what's in the news, what's on the political side of the divide, and he'd give his twist. And that inspired me. That and a comedian called Russell Howard, who used to have a TV series on the BBC called Russell Howard's Good News. And what he would do is report on funny, weird news articles and put his own twist on them. So Mr. Hairy Brit was born, where I would talk about things in the news, but I'd also talk about funny news articles and movie reviews and my life and stuff like that. But what inspired you to start creating videos? I'm quite intrigued. So Mr. Caterpie, he started on YouTube in January 2016. Okay, so you've been around for 2 years. Happy birthday. What inspired you to start making videos, Mr. Caterpie? What are your videos about? Zenzul started 6 weeks ago. After 5 years of putting it off, I made 94 videos thus far, 54 subs. 94 videos in 6 weeks. Now, I'm not gonna knock you, but that's quite aggressive. That's like, I don't know, 2 videos a day? Just make sure that you can keep up at that rate. If you can keep it at that rate and you're happy, then go for it. If not, I advise that 1 a day may be enough. But hey, if you like doing it and you think you can do it at that rate and you won't burn out in 3 to 6 months, keep going, mate. Not a problem. Hello, JMZ, James EHD. Welcome. Say hello to the new guy, everybody in the chat, Jamesy HD. TYTD, I started making videos around about 9 months ago. The honest answer is I got fed up of trying to find info on bad films and finding either no or poor quality reviews, so I thought I'd fill the space in YouTube. That's the best way to do it. If you're pumping out stuff that you want to make, then go for it. If you like what you're making, then go for it. Warcraft PvPer, you're a professional PvPer. Or have you recorded all of those videos and uploaded but haven't published them yet? Because that's actually a good idea. But yeah, just make sure that you can keep at that rate, Zenzul, right? And if you can keep putting out 2 videos a day, and you know that in 6 to 12 months time you're happy putting out 2 videos a day, then go for it. If you're putting out 2 videos a day and you're getting engagement, then that can only help you grow. But yes, TYTD, that's a really good reason to start a channel. Go out there and start creating. Because if you find that you're looking for something and it doesn't exist, then there could be a niche. That's what PewDiePie did. That's what some of the vloggers did. Mighty Love, I'm starting slowly because I've learned with illness I can't put too much on me once, otherwise I end up having episodes. That's fine, Mighty Love. What I suggest is hello Peter. What I advise is recording in advance then. Maybe put out 1 video a week to start off with, record 2 to 3 videos a week, and then drip feed those out. And as you feel that you're getting the hang of things and you're getting into the swing of things and you feel that it's not too much for you, then keep adding more and more. If you're ahead of yourself by a couple of weeks, you know that if you have an episode, or if you're feeling wrong or weird, then you've still got some videos that you can upload. Hello Peter and Peter. So hello Jamesy, how did you find me, by the way? Welcome. How long have you been making videos? Mr. Caterpillar is inspired by my love of Pokemon and seeing how much fun other YouTubers were having. Lee, I started my channel on March 31st, 2016. I started my channel only 1 month and I got 34 subs in that time. It may not be a lot, but I'm happy with that. You should be happy. At the end of the day, 34 people is 34 people that are willing to watch you. I appreciate it, bud. It's pronounced Jamsy. Okay, Jamsy. You're not the first person to say that. It's fair dues. Just pronouncing how it semi-reads. Hello, Peter Shipway. Hello, Peter Richter. No, just an average guy who enjoys Warcraft PvP. Had a stack of videos recorded before I started publishing. Did a lot of research before I started. That's a really good idea. I've got a video coming out in about 3 weeks' time, which is how to grow a gaming channel, which may help you. But a little tip is go for tutorials. So it would be, if it's Warcraft PvP, 10 top tips for Warcraft PvPers, 10 top weapons for Warcraft PvP, how to build the perfect tank player, that kind of thing. If you're helping people, it will help you. Are you going to Summer in the City? No. It's been fun so far. I'm just happy to meet fellow lovers of Tat, truth be told, and of course I still throw out the odd mainstream review as a way to pull in more audiences. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Even if you do like one bad movie review a week and one popular movie, or one that's on a DVD recently, or one that's come out into the cinema, stuff like that, to pull them in. That's the difference between your hub content and your hero content that I discussed in the last live stream. I've been making videos for a while, on and off and on. Started in 2009 on one of my old channels. Decided to create a new one in 2016 because my URL was bad. Okay, fair dues. That's a mistake that many YouTubers, new YouTubers have, by the way. They pick a name that's a bit weird. I'm sure that I'll do a meet and greet at some point, Peter. But I honestly feel at this point that I'm not big enough to go to the place for a meet and greet, and money at the moment's kind of my core focus. I still have to have a day job to pay my bills, that kind of thing. Okay, so you realise that you've just started, so you're going to have to learn, and you will suck, right? You've picked your niche, and you've decided that not just a category, but a niche within that. So if you're doing auto repair, you've decided to do auto repair specifically for Nissans or Harley Davidsons. Or if you're in the educational world, you've decided that you're only going to teach science. And even then, within science, you could break that down and only do physics or only do biology or chemistry, right? You can really, really niche. And the niche you get, the more focused that happens to be. As I said, on this channel, I could talk about how to promote yourself on social media, how to start on YouTube, how to start on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that. And probably sometime in the next 6 to 12 months, I might start putting those videos out. But initially, I'm setting my base with teaching you that I can, with teaching you that I can teach you. Okay? If I can install in your brain that you know that I'm a YouTube educator, and then I can then feed you information that you find useful, then you know I'm a YouTube educator and you know to expect YouTube from me. And then when searching, hopefully you go, you know, how to verify a YouTube account, Alan Spicer, and there's my tutorial. Or YouTube tutorials, Alan Spicer, that kind of thing. You find me that way. Okay, so you've learnt that you're going to suck. You've decided to pick your niche. Now, you need to start looking at your branding. Now, I changed my very own branding today. I'm not sure if you noticed that. On my own YouTube channel, right at the top, I've recently changed my banner. Now, my previous banner was good, right? And it was my very first banner for this channel. It was a brick wall, right? Very much similar to the brick wall that I vlog in front of, with, you know, Alan Spicer YouTube tips or YouTube tricks and tips. It said what it needed to do, right? The only reason I've changed it this time round is because I've now got 80, 90 odd videos on this channel, and I wanted to show that in the header, while still explaining what I happen to do. So yeah, if you have a chance at some point to go and have a look at the header of my channel, you'll notice that it uses the same fonts, the same colour schemes, and generally highlights what I am and what I do. I am Alan Spicer, I do YouTube tricks and tips, and those are my videos. Now, those are the things that you need to focus on. So when someone arrives on your channel, they need to immediately look at your banner and not go, okay, that's a picture of Mario. So does he play Nintendo games? Does he do Nintendo walkthroughs? Is he a Mario fan? Is he a Mario fanboy? Or is he a gamer in general? Does he prefer Nintendo consoles, or does he play only Mario-based games? Now, if you tell them in the title very, very clearly, say for example TYTD, bad movie reviews. You know, the best of the best bad movie reviews, right? You know immediately by looking at it, movie reviews. Okay. In my case, it's got my name. I should really add to the banner, and I will be at some point, that I post videos on Tuesdays and Saturdays and live stream on Thursdays and Sundays, right? But you should be able to look at the banner and immediately know what you're supposed to be doing. And you need to make sure that it is within the range of not only the desktop PC, so it's squared up, it's in the center, it goes the full length, but it also needs to go like proper sizes on TV and on the mobile app. Now, if I get out my own phone, right, I'll show you what I'm talking about. When it comes to, first of all, that's my podcast that I'm listening to. If I go and click on Alan Spicer, right, that's how I appear in search. That's really not helpful, Alan. This isn't going to work, Alan. Wonderful. Can you see that? There you go. That's my banner, just there. I know that's really not helpful. Okay? And you can see my banner, and you can see on my own phone, which is having glare, that I am Alan Spicer and that I do YouTube tricks and tips. And if you scale it properly, it looks good on a phone, it looks good on a desktop, and it looks good on a PC. Your branding is also supposed to lead into your thumbnails. Now, I'm using the same font, the same colour schemes, and my face. Now, even if my face wasn't my branding identifier, on the Mr. Hairy Brit channel, for example, in this kind of corner here, I have a little icon, which is a little cartoon dude with a thumb out, and he's in a circle. Now, I use that on all of my thumbnails because I don't use fonts that often on my thumbnails, right? But in the top banner, to match the little dude in blue, I have the same blues and my name, Mr. Hairy Brit. What I do, funny news, reviews, list videos, and then I do, and then it's got like the dates, or it just states what I do. In that case, it matches my color scheme, it matches my branding, and in that case, it matches the avatar. The avatar for this channel is my face, so it all ties in. Now, the reason for this is that it needs to be identifiable. If you randomly find my thumbnail, and you randomly find me in search, you'll see my face, you'll see, I don't know, text here saying how to create a custom channel URL, and you'll click through. You'll get used to my face, and hopefully you'll get used to my color scheme. And then when you click through to my channel, it kind of builds up that brand. So in future, you always know that that's my font, that's my face. And what that does is it makes you look more professional, right? For you to grow as a small YouTuber from 0 subscribers and 0 views is to look forward. Now, when I say look forward and look professional, I don't necessarily mean go out there and get a DSLR camera. I don't mean go and spend £2,000–3,000, right? I'm sat here with my laptop here on a footrest, right? With one webcam here and one webcam there and a ring light just there, right? It doesn't cost much. I've got a setup and I'm streaming live. What I mean by looking professional is that with a good header banner, a good avatar and matching thumbnails, the branding all ties in together. So you know whether it's my thumbnail, whether it's my avatar, or whether it's my header banner, you know that it is me. You know that I have a branding type. You know I have a color scheme. And that's how you pull in the casual viewer and tricks them into thinking that you are more professional. And as long as you play up to being professional and you're enjoying it, then you're already halfway there to being successful. Now, I'm going to bob into the chat because the chat's been moving. So feel free to ask questions. Ask questions at any time and I will get to them, by the way. If you have any comments on anything that I'm saying, let me know. I do guides and leveling series also for my own sanity. Just like to do things different. See, that's a good thing, Zenzel. But as I said, like, this channel has got about 80 videos and the first 50–60 of them are deliberately how-to videos. And if I was to grow a gaming channel myself, I would deliberately I don't know Warcraft, right? Or Starcraft for that matter, or either way, right? But if I was doing Destiny, I would be doing guides on how to get the most powerful weapon in the game, how to get Galahorn, how to beat this raid, how to beat that raid, how to beat this boss, when does this spawn, when does that spawn, right? And the reason for that is that those gamers are searching for that and they will find you, and then they'll realise that your channel is dedicated to the hobby and the game that they like, and then they'll stick around because you've helped them. Lee Lerner, more people wanting to be vloggers every day and more starting every day. Do you think vlogging is a hard niche to get the 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers, or do you think it's just as hard as any other niches? Now, it's hard if you are a generic vlogger. Now, as well as putting out a video in about 2–3 weeks time, which is how to grow a gaming channel, I also have a video which is going to be titled how to grow a vlogging channel. And my biggest tip is to make sure that you are vlogging something that is searchable. Go to events, go to a festival, talk about a band that you like. You need to have something in the title that isn't, look what I did, because nobody types look what I did in search. I got a new car, nobody types that in search unless you're Logan Paul. Right? But if your title is I fixed my Mitsubishi Evo 6, there you go, that's a bit better. I changed my spark plug on my Mitsubishi Evo 6. Now you're making it searchable, right? So maybe it could be I've got 10 tips for failing my GCSEs, or my 10 tips on how to deal with my family, or 10 things I learnt whilst visiting London, right? It's still vloggy, and it's still searchable, and you throw those in. But no, I don't think it's hard. I just think it's the way you approach it that will help you. My first banner was atrocious. I'll try that again. My first banner was atrocious. It was literally a photo of my DVD collection, filtered to death. Well, we all learn. GeoTube, welcome. Hello, a new name. Everybody in chat, welcome, Geo. My first banner was atrocious. It was literally a photo of my DVD collection. See, we all learn, right? But then hopefully someone told me at some point, have a look at your banner. Somebody told me at some point, have a look at your avatar. Somebody told me at some point, focus on your thumbnails and make them branded, right? So I then learnt from there, and I used that advice and I moved it forward. All you have to do is at some point hear someone tell you, have a look at your banner. Make sure it fits. Make sure it tells people exactly what you do, when you do it, and why you do it, right? Make it clear and make it obvious at a glance, and, you know, sooner or later you're told and you learn. Joined in 2010, got the bug in 2013, back again in 2016 for Vida, doing reviews, 127 subs, 17k views, totally get the episode feeling, having issues, something I want to vlog, other days are meh. See? See, Peter, I'm going to be tackling the Vida challenge hopefully for this channel this year. I've done Vida for Mr. Harry Brit in the past, and I believe April is around about the 1 year mark for this channel. I think. No, I was posting videos on the Vlog Like a Boss things in August. Okay, so yeah, either way, I thought I could put out 20, 30 tutorials that everyone would like. So if you've got a specific title or a specific topic that you'd like me to cover come April, let me know and I'll add it to my list. But keep going. And always remember that if you bulk record in advance, if you're feeling a bit meh, then you've always got one in the back. Quite the massive banner. Do you like my banner? Since I decided to make my channel an actual thing, I've always tried to keep quite good at level of branding. All my thumbnails reflect my banner, and I keep my fonts consistent. See, that's a good thing. If you ever want to stray from a brand slightly, adding a frame around it for a different colour but keeping your fonts can act as a series. So if it's a bad movie review, maybe you have like a black border around the thumbnail. And if it's a latest movie review, you can have like a red border just around, even if it's like just 5-10 pixels like I do on my series. It does differentiate them. Or put something different in the corner, the top right hand corner, like a red circle or a red a stylized red square or something. That way people know that that's the recent and that's the bad. Yeah. I always suggest that with people, by the way, because then that way people can subscribe to your channel for 1 or 2 or 3 topics, and they just know that I always watch only the green videos, or I quite like the blue and the red ones, but I don't like the green, you know? And then at a glance they can kind of see it. Good Mythical Morning does that, or used to do that quite well. They used to have like a red border around Great Mythical Moor and green around Good Mythical Morning. I actually even went back and changed my earliest videos thumbnails to make them high definition, more in line with the current branding. That's the best way to do it. Go back and even have a look at the tags. We all learn our first few videos are tagged horrifically, right? If you go back and change the tags and make them more in keeping and use the 3 levels of YouTube tag rules that I've got in the description down below, then it can supercharge them. Go and use TubeBuddy on them as well. It can help suggest things that you may not have considered. I've recently been talking to a music festival in reference to optimizing their video tags and descriptions for exactly that reason. They were running more on bands and stuff like that, when I said, just if you're focusing this video solely on the name of your festival, then spin your festival name into things. I would mention who they are, but I'm not quite sure I'm allowed to. If I mention them in the long run, then you'll know who they are. all I can say is they're kind of Yorkshire based and they're near the sea. With more people starting to vlog, I've already answered that one, Lee. What's your opinion on clickbait titles? Do you think clickbait is worth it? Clickbait's got a bad name. Clickbait is completely fine if you deliver on what happens to be in it. It just happens to be a very eye-catching title. I did a video that said monetization is broken, YouTube new rules, blah blah blah. The title YouTube monetization is broken with me going in the thumbnail is rather clickbaity, but within that video I explained why it was broken, how it was broken, and why I'm calling it broken. Now that's good clickbait. If it's pure and simply a woman there with her baps out and you're playing Minecraft footage, then that's against YouTube community guidelines and you'll get striked. You know, filtered subscriptions was something I always thought would be a good idea. There are at least a dozen channels that I really liked, but that uploaded too much and I didn't care for stuff. See, that's what I mean. Like, if, let's say for Zenzul, for example, if they're still in the chat. By the way, if you're still in the chat, please make anyone. If you're all in the chat, make sure that you're staying active. Otherwise, YouTube kind of drills you out and suggests that you're not there. Even if you just post say hello every now and then. But yeah, Zenzul, for example, if he's putting out 2 videos a day and he's got 3 types of videos, which are tips, gameplay, and leveling. He could do tips in blue, gameplay in red, and leveling in green. And then if people only want to see him level or only want to see him play, right, or they're coming for the tips, they've got a colour, right? And then that way, IGN were also bad at it. IGN would put out 4 or 5 videos a day, and I only wanted the Destiny content. Okay, so you've realised that you're going to suck. You've picked your niche within your category. You've looked at your banner, your avatar, and your thumbnail artwork. You're on the way. What you now need to do is make sure that you're creating content with a plan. Now, planning content is all down to, like, it's a bit weird. If you're scattershotting, and today I'm vlogging, and then today I'm vlogging about gaming, and then tomorrow I'm playing gameplay footage, and then the next day I'm on a different game, and then I'm not on a set day, and then I upload on Saturday, and then I don't upload for 3 weeks, and then I upload 12 videos in one day. That's not a content plan. What you need to do is be consistent, and you need to know what you are creating. You create something in your head like a show. Now, I really hate that term, but it kind of makes sense. Like, they need to know that what they will always get from you is a certain type. So on my Mr. Hairy Brit channel, they know that most of my content is my funny news. So if you see a funny news article, then that's pretty normal for me. Every now and then I'll do a muscle food review because I'm sponsored by Muscle Food and they send me food. And every now and then I do a vlog, right? Which, once again, I'm rather scattershot, but I'm scattershot with inconsistency. Everybody knows that those are pretty much my types of videos. More often than not, it's always funny news, right? But I always publish on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and have done for 3-4 years. My Mr. Hairy Bit channel is rushing towards 40,000 subscribers at the moment. But it didn't all go in one go. I didn't get 1,000 subscribers a month, every month, for 3 years, right? What happened was I built up a base. I got my first 100 subscribers in the first 6 months, and then I was very lucky and I got a little helping hand from a couple of channels when I was part of a movie review and I made a comment on a couple of videos, right? But I didn't hit my first 1,000 subscribers for another 6 to 12 months, right? It was only in the year 3 that I'd started growing to 8,000 subscribers, and in the last year I've gained 32,000 subscribers on top of that. So it does snowball, and it's all down to consistency. I've put out close to 1,000 videos on the Mr. Hairy Brit channel because I just kept grinding them out. And some weeks I'd put out 3 videos, and some weeks I'd put out an extra one at the weekend, or I'd do Vida on 1 year, where I do 30 in a year, right? But the core aspects would be that I do the same content over and over. And yes, it's consistent. It was funny. My advantage is that although I only ever do funny news, the funny news is always different. It's not always fidget spinners. It's not always sex toys. It's not always food. It's always something different, right? And it's still within that encompassing environment. So make sure that you have a content plan. I mentioned this on my last live stream. Pay close attention to hub, help, and hero content. Hub is the stuff that you base your channel around, everything that you are used to, everything that your subscribers expect from you. So on this channel, my hub is my YouTube tips. My help content on my Mr. Hairy Rick channel would be my 10 tips for hay fever sufferers, how to cook pig's feet, that kind of thing. And then your hero content. Your hero content is the big wow stuff that pulls in random people that don't know who you are, but it's the stuff that you put in more effort and more time into. Now, these are your big projects. These are Casey Neistat going to North Korea. This is epic rap battles of history doing a presidential debate, or the Vlog Brothers doing a tour of some kind, right? The big things obviously appeal to your fan base, but also appeal to much more people outside that as well, because it is a search term related thing or something that is eye-catching and different. Now, base your content plan around things that people are used to. And then, once you start creating content, make sure that you're placing them in playlists. Playlists are a good way of organising them, so therefore if people only want to watch, say for example for TYTD, they only want to watch bad movie reviews and they don't want to watch the latest ones, or they want to watch the latest ones but not the bad movie reviews, or they want to see him vlog about TV, they can watch set playlists. But I don't advise just making 3 playlists, one for each type, and then just putting them all in there, and then in a year's time you've got like 80 odd videos in each, right? Those are good, but also keep making playlists. Playlists count as a form of content from week to week. So if you're having problems uploading one video every week, make a video and a playlist, and you're actually making 2 pieces of content. Now, these playlists can be themed. So over the course of even just 7 months on my YouTube tricks and tips channel, I can now start bundling them together. So these are all about growth. These are about how to grow subscribers. Here's to get views. I've made a playlist on Emiguji, don't advertise. My line of thought, right? So yes, you can start theming them. You can start putting them on playlists, even like 5 tips for small YouTubers. And then instead of it just being all about growth, you could be like how to create a thumbnail, how to create a custom channel URL, how to tag your videos properly, 10 tips for new YouTubers. And then the next playlist could be 5 tips on branding, or 10 tips on YouTube features, and in that feature list it's how to appeal copyright strikes, how to get past community guideline strikes, how to verify your channel, how to create a custom channel URL, how to create a custom channel homepage, right? You can mix them all together. So it could be that you're doing book reviews, and then you could have a playlist on your favourite top 5 YA novels, your top 5 books by John Green, your top 5 books by Enid Blyton, your top 5 books when you were as a kid, top 5 books that have been made into films. Now, the more playlists you make, the more chances people can find you, because playlists can rank. Give them a good name, a good keyword-rich name, and a good description, just like you would a video, and then it has a better chance of ranking in search. Now, hello everybody that happens to be in chat. The current moment I'm still making my way through the notes, but welcome. Hello SpaceX. If you happen to be still in the chat, people, please say hello. Please remember to hit that like button and share button to as get many people in here as we can. And remember to ask as many questions as you wish, and I will answer them in between my ramblings on the notes on how to grow a YouTube channel as a new YouTuber. we had an opt-in or opt-out of specific videos based on preset tags, that would be great. I think that would be right, but I guess at the end of the day, that's what playlists are for. And in each one of your videos, you highlight that if you like these movie reviews, I've got a playlist, right? And then you push them towards the playlist ones, or you actively tell them that, you know, at the end of each video, I do multiple types of videos on this channel. Here's my playlist for my movies, here's my book reviews, and here's my DIY tips. Hope you enjoy them, right? And then you push them to where you need to, and then that way they stick around and they also get used to that playlist. But I see what you mean. If I could tag one video with tutorial and one video solely with vlog, but that's also kind of what the channel category used to do. Everyone used to just watch the how-to or just watch the vlogs, but the category people just ignore those now, really, don't they? I upload a scheduled video Thursday nights to go live every Friday 5 PM. It's a good idea. I've been doing that with the Mr. Hairy Bit channel recently. I've been editing in advance and I schedule them for 7 o'clock in the morning because the demographic favours 7 o'clock in the morning because they're international. And then I semi-promote it again around about 5 o'clock UK time so I can catch people coming home from school or home from work. I'm considering moving to 2 PM GMT because my main audience are UK and US, and it would position me nicely. There's nothing stopping you angling for one and then re-promoting it twice. Obviously you can't publish it twice, but have a look at the demographics of your audience, have a look at the real-time views of your videos, and if it does peak at, say, lunchtime and then 5-6 o'clock-ish, then yeah, publish just an hour, half hour, an hour just before that first peak. Yeah, and then you'll get both. I publish, as I said, 7 o'clock in the morning for mainly my Asian and early morning UK audience, and then in the afternoon around about 5 o'clock I've got the community page and I'll republish there, but the community page has been a bit slow at the moment, so I don't know why. Or I mass tweet it out on Twitter again, and that seems to help and pick up a few. As long as you've tagged it and you've described it and people are used to you publishing on that Friday morning, then they should be used to you. Excuse me, randomly burp. YouTube is getting harder every day, says SpaceX. If I do a second upload in a week, I always try to do it on Tuesdays. Tuesdays and Fridays is good. I do Tuesdays and Saturdays, so there's a bit of gap, and then I do a live stream on the Thursday. I would advise, if you can, try to try to up to 2 videos a week regular, maybe more, or two and a playlist. But I understand that you need, you know, like DVDs and stuff with that. You're telling me the grind's hard, but Rome wasn't built in a day. Step at a time, and you'll get there. Depends on what you're giving viewers to watch. See, you do copyright music, SpaceX. So what you need to be doing is keep pumping out the content on a regular basis. Then start creating sample packs. Maybe give those away for free to start off with. Those sample packs could be your really easy tracks, and then your bigger tracks you can then start linking off and selling those. So it's like, you really like that sample? Brilliant. Use this code and get 10% off a real track, and have a look at how many hours of sample tracks you have. Set up a live stream that constantly just loops your samples over and over and over and over and over and over again, and you'll get a load of watch time and a load of watch hours, and that will push you towards monetization, and if people like it, they will subscribe. The difference is with you, SpaceX, is that your channel is dedicated to a service. You're not vlogging, I assume. You're simply uploading samples and music. So there is no personality element to it, which is slightly harder to grow a channel these days. Most people buy into a face or a human being rather than a service. But yes, I would advise give out sample packs, even if they are your 2 or 3 tracks that were really quickly made by yourself, and then if they like them, point them towards your site. If you have more than, even if you have more than 1 hour's worth of music, queue it all up in a playlist, set it up in OBS, and stream it live onto your channel on a rotating 24-hour basis, and that will help your watch time. If people like the samples, you can have in the video for free samples, see down below, or for paid versions, see down below. Every time they download, if they give you an email address, you've then got a marketing email address that you can start selling and sending promotion emails to. TYTD, my demos are still down, sadly. I've been going off where my demographics cut off on February 20th. Though when YouTube's fixed, I'll eye up on specifically where they're coming from. Exactly. Have a look at how old they are. Have a look at their country. So obviously, if they're school age, then try and publish UK time around about 5 PM maybe, like you have been. 2 PM is kind of about right for lunchtime, and that's around about 8-9 o'clock in US. So 2 PM is not bad, but be consistent, and they'll get used to it. And if they want to watch your stuff, they'll come and hunt you out anyway. Just make sure that you're always publishing on those days, and then it'll be fine. 39 videos I started a month ago. How many hours, how much time is those 39 videos? That's not bad though. That's around about 1 video a day. Yeah, keep churning them out at that rate. You should be doing fine. What is the name of your other YouTube channel? Mr. Hairy Brit. It's adult, well no, it's blokey humour and funny news. So youtube.com/Mr. Hairy Brit, and you'll know it's my channel because it's got my face on it. TYTD, though publishing a video at 2 PM and then hitting the social media at 5 sounds like a pretty good idea. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. Make sure that when I publish my YouTube tutorial videos, I'll publish them at 9 o'clock in the morning every Tuesday and every Saturday. And then what I do for the first hour is I make sure that I'm commenting to everyone that's replying, everyone that's commenting. I'm replying. I'm then posting to Facebook, Twitter, forums, Reddit, blog posts. So all the links are in LinkedIn. So all the links are out there, and then I tweet as well. And then around about 5 o'clock, my blog from my official website goes out, and then at that time I start hitting Reddit again, and then I share the video, not just the picture, but the video and the links on Twitter, and then retweet it out again. Mainly because Twitter has a lifetime of around about an hour, and all the rest of them have around about a 24-hour lifespan. So in the morning, publish your Facebooks and stuff like that, and then in the evening you can publish your Twitter links over and over and over again, and it won't bother too many people. Okay, so we are talking about how to set the foundation basis for 2 minutes on average for at least 1 video. So you've got over an hour's worth of stuff there. You could put an hour's worth of music on loop and then live stream, and then keep adding tracks as you get them. That would help your watch time. But just be careful, because obviously that's you constantly uploading, so make sure that you're not on a metered internet connection. If you're on a service that has unlimited data, then that's fine, but if you're capped at say 2 gig, I don't want you to get to the end of the month and have a massive internet bill. So okay, so we're setting up the foundations for a new YouTuber's channel. You need to make sure that you understand that you will suck to begin with, but you need to learn. You need to pick a niche within a category, not just the category itself, so don't just pick science, directly pick everything that you happen to be underneath. Right? So you need to have a look at things like, if you are picking science, are you doing biology? Are you doing chemistry? Are you doing psychology? And then drill down into that niche and then rip apart that niche and serve it back to people in a helpful fashion. Have a look at your branding, which is your header banner, your avatar, your thumbnails. Make sure that you're creating content in a structured manner. Pick a set day, pick a few set days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for example, and upload content that people are used to. Try not to be scattershot with your content, but consistency of uploading is more important. So make sure that people get used to who you are and when you upload, and then start placing them in playlists. These playlists don't just have to be all videos and January videos. They can also be themed. Unlimited Wi-Fi, then just go for it. Just go for it. Try 24-hour live streaming. Set up the 1 hour, loop that 1 hour through a playlist, and then just leave it streaming. You'll always have live, which means people see, oh, it's live, and it advertises live content more, which may pull in more people to find you, which will then download hopefully your sample pack, and that sample pack you're taking their email address, and then you can start marketing to them. Put in that sample pack a 10%, 20%, 50% discount off any of your tracks or something like that, and then you can start earning money through that as well. But in that way, you're also gaining towards that 4,000 hours worth of watch time in the long run, because even if people start dipping in and out of that hour worth of free music tracks, then over the next couple of months or so, you'll start to rack up those hours. You can't live stream 24 hours from your mobile phone. It will have to be something like OBS. I'm putting out a video on Tuesday on how to stream with OBS. It is the very core basics of how to stream with OBS, but that will hopefully get you started. And then there are other tutorials out there. Have a look at Nick Nimmin and stuff like that for more in depth. And I'm sure if you YouTube or Google how to create non-stop music live streams on YouTube using OBS, you'll get this, some tutorials there as well. Okay, you've set out your content plan and you've set out your pattern. You're now going weekly, you're going daily, and you need to make sure that they know when you are coming. Every time you make a video, you either highlight it or you make sure that it's in the description or in the avatar or in the channel banner. Basically advertise who you are and when you create stuff. Now creating content is pretty much the bane of a YouTuber's existence. You may love doing it, right? But some weeks you might get a cold, some weeks you have to travel. I've got to go to a wedding at the end of April, right? And I'm still doing vlog every day in April, so I'll still have to put out a video, right? But I'll be over a friend's house on Friday for his not stag do, but his bloke night beforehand. The wedding's on the Saturday, and then the hangovers on the Sunday. So I'll be out of action for 3 days. But what I do is I bulk record content. In fact, on this YouTube channel, I'm around about a month ahead of myself now. And the reason for that is that if I feel ill, I can still upload and I can still promote a video, right? And I don't have to worry about jumping in front of a camera. Now, what I can do is dedicate a day, say for example Saturday, set up all my lighting and stuff like that, and instead of knocking out one video and then folding everything away, I will knock out 3 or 4 videos. And if I'm publishing 2 videos a week on this channel and I've just recorded 4, I'm a week ahead of myself. Now, if you do that every Saturday for a month, and every Saturday you get a week ahead of yourself, after a month you're a month ahead of yourself. Now, you don't have to always be ahead of yourself, but it gives you options. You can choose which you want to be between of them. If you want to put out a more impulsive video, you can record a new one and slot it in between. But being ahead in content also means that if you need a week just to yourself, to relax, to chill, to unwind, hello Skeletoris, to just generally be motivated, or you get writer's block or whatever, you've still got something to publish. Also, if you're launching a YouTube channel, what I did with this one is that I knew that I would launch it on, I think it was July 1st. I believe it was July 1st, right? But I knew that I was going to be launching the channel, so the whole month beforehand I recorded 8 videos in advance. So even when I launched, I knew I was ahead of myself, right? So it gives you a run-up, it gives you a head start. And that can really, really help you with anything that you do. Just scrolling down on the thing. Ask Alan, would you have any recommendations for live streaming platforms? I used Wirecast last October for a 7-hour public domain Halloween live stream. You can stream straight from your own computer. That's what I do with this, with OBS. OBS is free. But I believe there's things like Restream.io, which you can stream not only just to YouTube, but multiple platforms at the same time. YouNow is a younger audience, but that's dedicated to live streaming. But I would suggest using, you know, OBS. OBS is free. There's no watermark, right? Or you can use Google Hangouts with the video that I made, how to live stream on YouTube using Google Hangouts. That does give you the Google watermark thingy. But yeah, this is OBS, and I'll be teaching you how to use OBS on Tuesday. And then you just set it up and it runs off your internet connection. Once again though, if you're on metered internet connection, then yes, maybe you have a look at a thing. But yeah, I don't use Wirecast, I use OBS. Some people use XSplitter as well. But I don't want to have to pay for the watermark removed. I still knew it was any good. Yeah, OBS free. No watermark on OBS. Hey Alan, I've learnt the hard way to get ahead of myself. Ended up not being able to upload for 5 weeks. See, that's it. I mean, you never know. Like, I could step out my house tomorrow, I could slip down the stairs because it's been snowy, and I could break my leg, and then I won't, or my arm, or give myself a massive black eye, and I don't want to make YouTube videos with a black eye, right? But I'm ahead of myself already, and that black eye can disappear within 2 or 3 weeks, and then I can, you know. So yes, bulk recording is a really, really good way to get ahead of yourself, get ahead of the game in general, and just generally make it less stressful. There's nothing worse than having, like, from day to day to day, which is why when Zenzul was in here earlier, there's nothing worse than going, right, I've got to put out 2 videos tomorrow. Or waking up going, I've got to put out 2 videos today and I have no idea what I'm doing, right? And you're just cranking them out. And do I just split this in? And then burnout rolls in, or apathy burns in, and you're like, well, that'll do. That's a bit, fuck it, I'll just throw that up. That's not the thing that you should be making videos with, which brings me to my next point. You need to be passionate about your channel. Passionate about the content that you are creating. When you pick a niche, and when you pick whatever you choose to create, right, you need to be slightly obsessed with it, slightly geeky about it. Like, I could talk about YouTube and social media and all of those features till the cows come home, right? It fascinates me, right? I'm also finding a great passion for teaching, because it seems to help people and people seem to like it, right? So what you need to do is make sure that you are passionate about the thing you are creating, because you're going to be doing it for a long while. If you want your channel to grow, it won't happen in a week. It won't happen in a month, right? You may get lucky, and every now and then you might get a video that's published just at the right time or mentioned by the right people. And it might be your first video, or it might be your 100th video. And that video, instead of getting 100 views like it normally does, gets 7,000 views within a day. And then bang, there's a new clump of subscribers, and that's your momentum, and that's your snowball, right? But in the case of my channel, 3.5 years it took me to get to 8,000 subscribers, and it was slow and it was grindy, right? But all I kept doing was deliberately putting out stuff that I liked, stuff that made me laugh, stuff that was funny, movie review, something that I could talk about for ages, right? So if you pick a niche, if you pick to create content, make sure that you like creating that content. So XSpace, make sure that you like creating music. TYTD, make sure that you like reviewing movies, right? And just keep going for it. and keep creating and keep putting it out there, right? Because you're going to have to be doing it for possibly 2-3 years before you even see a substantial growth spike, right? The only way that you can curb and speed that up a little bit is by going for educational evergreen content. So in my case, I deliberately put out tutorials that deliberately focus on the frequently asked questions, which can be a little bit tedious when you first start a channel, because maybe I want to make a video about go out there, start motivating, rah, this is what I did, yeah, but I've got to put out another 10 tips on how to start a YouTube channel, right, type video. But rather nicely, I quite like making how-to videos, but that kind of plays into my strength. But you know what I mean, right? Putting out educational content, putting out tips, top 5 bad movies, top 10 movies of 2018, 20 movies that I'd love to make myself, 5 movies that need a remake, 5 movie series that could do with a reboot, that kind of thing. They're all searchable. I did, on the Mr. Hairy Brit channel, celebrity death predictions for 2018. Deliberately made it at the start of the year, and around about 3-4 days ago that video just started exploding for no reason. I got round about 3,000 views in about 6 hours. I think it was related to somebody else's prediction video, but you know, it was a niche, it was something, and I liked making it. I like looking back at those. Everybody does at the end of the year. You get to Christmas and you're like, well, I wonder do you remember what celebrities died this year? So yeah, so I make at the end of each year a celebrity death video, and then this year I made a predictions and it seems to have done well, so I might make another one next year. Can you make a video on here on how to use Twitter, Instagram and Facebook to help promote your channel? I will do in the long run, but at the moment I'm focusing solely on YouTube. But give it about 6 months, then I will do. But in the meantime, Skeletorus, go and check out Desiree, Mrs. Desiree Rose. Her channel is youtube.com/Mrs. Desiree Rose. I'll put the link here. Making sure I've typed it right. Mrs. Desiree Rose. I work with her directly. She does social media branding, social media marketing. She's recently done a series on how to promote yourself and stuff like that. Hello SM22. If you do go and check out that channel, by the way, Skeletorus, please make sure that you type in any of her videos Alan sent me, because you know it's always nice that she knows where I get involved. You know, it's always cool. I've never used Twitter, just started Instagram account and Facebook page. Facebook's good. Facebook groups are good as well. Start joining groups that are related to you. Hello, Coach Eli. Start joining groups that are related to your content and start posting it in there, Skeletorus, and you'll be fine. TYTD, I love movies, though some of them have left me reaching for vodka at times, particularly kids films. That's a good series. Drunk movie reviews, go for it. Though on the plus side, as a result of this channel, I did find literally the worst film ever, like just an atrocious film. I started collecting copies of it wherever I go. Either a film or a friend, I can't remember who it was. There was somebody that always kept collecting certain copies of a book. Not sure. I think that's somewhere in a film somewhere. Like any time they'd find a first edition version of a set book, they'd go and buy it. Hello, my dudes. Hello, SM22. Hello, Coach Eli. How am I? Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm just sat here working my way through water. Currently teaching people how to grow their YouTube channel as a new YouTuber, tips that they should pay attention to, basically. How are you? You know, my boys. I'm sorry I haven't been here lately. School is getting really bossy with the midterms coming up and stuff. That's okay, dude. Welcome. I hope things are going well. What are you studying? Awesome, I will. Go for it. Oh, snap. Here's my homeboy. But yeah, Skeletoris, make sure when you go and check her out, make sure that you leave a reply on any of her videos that says Alan sent me, and that would be wonderful. Same with anybody else that's in the chat, by the way. If you want any social media tips, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, anything like that, go and check out that link, Mrs. Desiree Rose, and leave a comment in her videos that says Alan sent me. That's my knee keeping hitting the table, by the way. It's not an earthquake. Ooh. For one of my anniversaries coming up, me and my friends slowly got drunk and did a full-length video commentary of a film about the apocalypse. We had a lot of fun with it. See, why not? Just go for it. See, have you seen my movie reviews? My movie reviews used to be more sarcastically ripping it apart. And I don't drink. Like, go for sarcastically ripping apart a film for 4 or 5 minutes and get blasted off your face. See how that goes. Question of the day. What's the first film you've ever saw? Mine was either Minions, holy crap, that was terrible, or any of the Batman movies other than the Batman and Batman Returns. See, I quite liked the Nolan reboot of the Batmans. Worst film? Blue Valentine. I did a movie review for the Mr. Harry, not the Mr. Harry Brett, the Philip DeFranco movie club when I first started. Blue Valentine was horrific. But yeah, we're not going to deep dive into my favourite ones, because we did that last Sunday, or the Sunday before last, where we lost like an hour and a half of just talking about The Labyrinth and Dark Crystal and dinosaurs and Land Before Time, and yeah. Okay, so you've bulk recorded and you've gone down your niche, right? You've decided to sort out your branding, and you're remaining passionate. You're creating stuff that you need to make for yourself. You need to remember, right, that YouTube in the long run is a long haul game. Now, I've said it countless times in this live stream. You will not blow up overnight. You will not get 1 million subscribers in a week. If you do, brilliant. If you do, remember that I love you, and that a shout out would be brilliant, right? But YouTube, for 99.9% of most YouTubers, is slow, it's hard, it's arduous, and some people never even make it. Some people make 20, 30, 50 videos and then just give up. I've got a friend called Tom Stevenson. When I first started, he had more subscribers than me. He was doing really, really well. He's a drama student. He created excellent content. He was funny. He could sing. And then life just got in the way and he stopped creating content. He was really active for around about 18 months to 2 years, and then he just disappeared off the face of the earth for 3 years. He's only just started coming back now. And because he lost the momentum, instead of getting like just shy of 1,000 to 2,000 views a video, he's now back down at the sub 200s. So momentum is key. Keep going, don't give up, be consistent, keep creating content, build that audience, keep engaging, and you will get there. Now, I've said it before, what you truly need to do is plant that acorn and wait for that mighty oak to grow. But for that to happen, you have to keep watering it, right? And it's easier to do all of this in bite-sized chunks than it is to roast one giant elephant and eat it in one sitting. So take your time, learn as you keep going. Every week, learn a new skill, right? Every week, learn a new skill, right? Whether you need to tweak the lighting settings, whether you need to change your thumbnails, whether you need to update your branding. I updated my branding on this channel today, right? My first one was good, right? And it lasted for, 6-7 months, but I felt that this time I could do a little bit better. Maybe I couldn't have done that better back then, but I've learnt. I know I've learnt better graphic design in the last year than I had when I first started on YouTube. I now know how to create consistent thumbnails. I'm now doing consistent branding. I certainly wasn't doing that before. So you just keep going, keep learning, keep branding. Have a look at your YouTube your webcam, have a look at your audio, maybe have a look at your setup in the background. I know that at some point soon I'm going to be changing my live stream setup so it looks a little bit more professional, because at the moment, although this is on branding, I think I can do better. In the long run, I won't be vlogging in front of a wall with my personal photos on it. I will be vlogging in front of a set. In the long run, I won't be using just a ring light. Slow, steady, incremental. And when you look back in 2-3 years' time, you'll see how much you've changed. My very first YouTube video on the Mr. Hairy Brit channel was on a compact camera with no decent microphone. It was tinny as fuck. I've got washing up in the background. I'm in my old bedsit, right, which is pretty much a student dig, and I'm swinging around and I'm not looking at the camera, and the video was 2-3 minutes of rambling. It wasn't structured. Nobody's going to care, and it was vlogging us, right? Now, hopefully, that I'm coherent and I'm teaching, and I have a structure to my videos. I open them in a set way, I end them in a set way, I have a specific way of engaging people. I'm hoping now that I'm much better and more watchable in the long run. And I'm sure you will get there too. Just focus on the core principles, set up a strong foundation, and you will get there. Now, back to chat. Now, hello everybody in chat, everybody in the live stream. If you're watching right now, please say hello in the chat so I know you're here. Feel free to ask any questions, because we're about to slip into the Q&A section of this live stream. Hit that like button to share us out to as many people as we can, to get as many people back in, and tweet us out if you can. Maybe even share me on Facebook or anything like that, so we can pull as many people in and we can have a little party. Now, TYTD. Ooh! For my 1-year anniversary coming up, my friend's doing I read that one, didn't I? Hello. SM22 is asking for the worst film, and TYTD's worst film is That's Ruined Dad's Day. Such an awful movie. It's a kids' movie that tells kids it's okay to ride with strangers. And meeting up with people online that you never met in real life. Okay, it's either that or Dollar Morty, a totally disingenuous piece of garbage that was shot for about $5 with the aim of paying director's bills. Such a bad film. Peter says, I can't make it overnight. What? Yep, sorry. Not unless you're coming from Disney, or like you're Dwayne The Rock Johnson and you've already got an inbuilt audience, right? He opened a YouTube channel and he got millions of subscribers within like a week. I wish, right? To be honest, I upload often. I have a disease called procrastination that prevents me from being consistent with the schedule. See, SM22, what would help you there is bulk recording. Especially whilst you're like at college, right, or school or whatever you guys call it over there, right? Sit down on a Saturday, bulk record 4 videos every Saturday, drip feed out 2 videos a week, and then procrastination can't hit you as hard, or procrastination can happen for 2 weeks, right? And then if you're doing that every week or every 2 weeks, you're ahead of yourself anyway, and all you have to do is hit like publish. Make sure that you've uploaded them previously with a title, a description, some tags, and then the laziness or the procrastination disease is dealt with. SM22. Why have a blank business card? What, procrastination? Tell you what. The only issue with doing slightly later live streams is I get a bit tired after 9ish. I don't know why. I'm not an old man. I feel it at times. And no doubt after this I'll probably be editing somebody's video. Because I edit some videos for some clients. right? I'll probably be editing some videos because somebody decided to drop a load of files on me at the last minute because I've come back from social media marketing world, so I've got to edit a vlog. Yeah, if you're watching, I love you. Yeah. Hope your flight goes safely. But hey, we all learn. And hopefully that's going to result in getting a load of learning material, and then I can create even more videos for you, and I'll pass that all back. Now, everybody that's in the live stream, please remember to post questions, and then I can answer them. If there aren't questions, then I'll, you know, shut the live stream down and I'll disappear, and I'll go create a t-shirt that I promised last week, which is what was it? I don't gym, I barely Alan. There you go. At the stage where I can procrastinate on multiple levels, I have 2 to 3 months of videos ready to go, all finished, and I'm starting now to get some scripts in storage for when I have mental block. See, I do that. I don't write scripts, but I've got a text file on my desktop, and every now and then I dump video titles into it, and then just before I create that video on a bulk recording, I'll pick 3 or 4 titles, and then I'll add bullet points, and those are the bullet points I make the video into. But in the meantime, it's sat on my desktop with about 60, 70 odd video title ideas, or if anybody asks a question that I think I can make a video out of. Like, people ask me multiple times, how do you live stream? So now there's 3 videos coming out on how to live stream. Hangouts, OBS and mobile phones. So yes. School is the reason I don't have time to do anything during the week. I also have family that slows me down on the weekend. Third off, my internet is garbage. Editing takes about 2 hours. Well, you know, record 1 video every now and then after school, or record, as I said, record 4 videos one Saturday every couple of weeks. That kind of thing. You can always find a couple of hours and then just edit it the following week, or, you know, whatever. You and me both, man. I'm editing a client's work at the minute while simultaneously transferring my YouTube videos on some lovely 2 terabyte pocket hard drives. I should really back mine up properly. But my thinking is my YouTube channel here is pretty safe because it's educational. And I do keep a copy of all my Mr. Hairy Brit videos, but I should really use an external of some kind. I think 2 terabytes would be fine. I think, yeah. But you can get monster drives now. I remember when I was at school, right? The school was throwing out the school PCs, so we nicked a load of them, right? Nicked with permission, right? And we was happy when that we found hard drives that was 256 megs of hard drive. A 2 gig hard drive was like gold. 2 gig. Gig! You get more than that on a phone nowadays. Why am I vibrating? People messaging me on Facebook. T-shirt callback. Yep. I'll get that done at some point. I will. Right, I think it's a good T-shirt, even if it's just an in-joke for the live streams. A few weeks ago I told myself to write a script for a fully edited video. The script currently has 4 words on it. Write a script now. There you go. Sorted. 4. Done. You've done your job. Do you use Wanderlust? It's a great app for helping you keep your thoughts and to-do lists anywhere you go on mobile or desktop. No, I don't use Wunderlist. Wunderlist, not Wanderlust. Yeah, no. No. It's all in my head. Which, by the way, I'm slightly worried that when I get horrified by the idea that if I get older and I start to lose my marbles, right? How many times have you walked into a room with purpose and then forgotten what you're walking into, and then it really annoys you that you knew you had to come in here for a reason? Or you said something like, I'll do this, and then the next minute it's out of your head, and now it's annoying you that you knew that you were supposed to do something, and then it takes a couple of minutes to come back, right? I don't want to get to the age in which it doesn't come back to my head. That would drive me loopy. I remember the days of floppies well. A whole 32 megabytes of storage. A floppy disk wasn't 32 megabytes. A floppy disk was 1.42 megabytes. Unless you mean the big floppy disks. But yeah, a floppy disk was 1.4 meg. Which is ridiculous. 1.4 megs. Right? That's why you used to have like 20... Well, no, six floppy disks to install Doom. And everything was so much smaller. Right? But a floppy disk nowadays... I don't know, that's one picture. Hello, As Lovely. What program do you use to edit? Your videos are clean. What do you mean my videos are clean? Do you mean like they are edited well, or they're not Mr. Harry Britt naughty videos? I use Adobe Premiere Pro. I used to start with, there you go, 1.14 megabytes. There you go. I thought it was 1. Couldn't you get like double-sided floppies that did 1.42, or am I thinking 3.142, which is pi? Nerd reference. Yeah, I use Adobe Premiere Pro. You can get a free trial for 30 days. There are other ways of getting hold of Premiere Pro, which I cannot suggest or deter you from if you wish to go out and find it accordingly. You were thinking super discs, yeah. and CD-ROMs were like 400, I think 400 meg on a CD disc. It was either like, it was either by time or by hello Jabs. It was either by time or by size, I think, on a CD-ROM. But yeah, I used Adobe Premiere Pro. I initially started with Windows Movie Maker, so pretty much the first 600 videos on the Mr. Harry Britt channel was Windows Movie Maker. I then moved to Adobe Premiere Pro, and there is a learning curve, but once you learn it, it's so much quicker and it's so much smoother. And adding additional things on top of Adobe Premiere Pro, like I'm not even a professional in it, right? But some of the things that, like, you know, when I pop up examples and I make the background darker and it stands out a bit more, you can do that. There you go, 700 megabytes. Right, you can do that very easy in Adobe Premiere Pro. You can't do it in like Windows Movie Maker. Some people use iMovie, some people use Sony Vegas. Hello Jabs. Ari forgetting, totally me. Yep. I just it horrifies me, scares me that at some point, maybe when I get older, I'll just forget things. That would, you know, Granddad, do you remember that you asked me to do? Oh no, Granddad, you did that earlier. That would, frightening. It was exactly the reason I'll do this, and it's gone. Went on Wonderlist. Nowadays, if I think of something, I'll pop it on my phone, and it auto syncs to my desktop and calendar. See, I've started using notepads. I've got a notepad that isn't on this table, which is going to be for my best man speech. And I now start writing shopping lists because I realise how useful they happen to be. It's not that I'm worried that I'll forget, but how many times have you gone shopping, right? And you'll write a shopping list, and on the way out the door you go, oh yeah, and also get bread, and then you'll get everything on the shopping list, and then you'll forget, and you'll come back and you're like, oh, fuck, I needed bread, but I've got everything else. I even got extra potatoes I just forgot the one thing that weren't on the shopping list. I have Photoshop and Premiere CS2. CS2's good. CS2's better than nothing. I believe you can get CS5 for free. I'll go and check that out. I think you get CS5 for free. But yeah, give it a try. Keep learning. Go out there and YouTube Premiere tutorials. There's someone on YouTube teaching you everything. I saw a funny documentary from 1995 the other day that stated that by the year 2000 we may be able to fit a whole 90-minute film on 2 discs. They were talking like a DVD. It's like some form of black magic. We never expected things to expand so quickly. We didn't think that we'd get that. We didn't have silicon back then, right? We just didn't understand it. And nowadays we're staring down the barrel at graphene. Graphene could possibly change computing, right? I think it's Murphy's Law. Is it Murphy's Law? Anyway, there's a law that basically says that every 2 to 3 years we double the computing power that's within our computers. And it did do that a lot during the 90s, right? And we're starting to grind to a halt at the moment. But once we master graphene, then that's it. It will power everything. It's the most powerful. It's the most solid, flexible, sensitive, and conductive material ever. Right. So everything will be made out of everything, and graphene will be the next, like, silicon. Right. And then at the moment, that you could get USB flash drives with 2 terabytes on a stick. 2 terabytes. Who needs 2 terabytes on their fucking keys? Alan, you're sounding old. To edit, I either use Power Director or HitFilm 4 Express. HitFilm! Dude, that was hilarious. Yep. What's better, iMovies or Windows Movie Maker? I never used iMovie. Many people say that iMovie is quite a good freebie. There's many YouTubers that still use iMovie as standard. I know that Emma Blackery was using iMovie and possibly still does. It's a good entry level. I can't say don't use it. Hello everybody that happens to be in the live stream at the moment. Please make sure that you make yourself known. Say hello in the chat. Feel free to ask. You heard fuck? What's wrong with the word fuck? If you don't like the word fuck, don't have a look at my Mr. Hairy Brit channel. 2 terabytes is around about 200 videos. No. You can download a HD movie for around about a gig. So it's more around about 5,000 movies in HD, SM20T. It's around about 200 Blu-rays though. Because they're on about 40 gig a go. But yeah, iMovie is pretty much a good entry level. Now, hello everybody that happens to be in the live chat at the moment. If you're in, please say hello. Feel free to ask any questions because this is the Q&A section of this live stream, and keep it going. The more questions I get, the more I can react, the more I can talk, and the longer we can stick around. Tell me what you've been doing today. Tell me when you started your YouTube channel, and tell me what the last TV program was that you watched. Right? We could all have a chat on that. Maybe even tell me your favourite TV program, right? And we can go through those this weekend. I don't think I'm hacked, but it still shows that the account's opened in another location. Then check the devices that you're using. Another location could be PC, it could be your phone, it could be, did you log in at school? But as long as you make sure that only your phone has two-step verification and that your password is something horrific, right? A load of letters, a load of numbers, a load of squiggles, and that you know what that is, then it's next to impossible to hack. Also, all due respect, who would be hacking your channel? Do you know anyone that would be hacking your channel? There's no point in anyone hacking my channel or my Mr. Hairy Brit channel, right? There's just no point in it. iMovie is actually pretty good, almost as good as Camtasia. The only problems is that it's hard to move on from it. That's it. Well, once you start on something and you get into the pattern of it, it's hard to transfer. When I did all of my videos in Movie Maker for like 600 odd videos, when I finally moved to Adobe Premiere Pro, it's a bit of a learning curve, and it slowed me down for about 3-4 weeks, but over time you get used to it. Now I can knock out a Mr. Hairy Brit video in about 20 minutes of editing, maybe even less. It's the rendering time that takes a bit longer. I need a better laptop, but it's fine, I'll get there. Ask, have you done your shopping with a handheld scanner? No. I know that they've started doing that in some stores now. Like, you can do your own Amazon shop. Like, you walk into it's like Amazon on the high street, and you scan your own stuff, or you can even just put it in the checkout, literally on the checkout, and it will auto scan all the barcodes for you because there's a little RFID chip in them, and then you just walk out and it automatically charges. Or you can just walk out the door and it will automatically charge. My personal advice would be to start with iMovie or Filmora if you can, and then if you like it or want something new, look into Premiere Pro. Yep. I've been looking at after Mrs. TYTD again, and she's particularly got a bad cold. I'm coming down with something too, so I'm racing to get as much recorded, back-ended and scripted before I'm taken. Good idea, man. Good idea. Eat a load of garlic, drink a load of orange, you'll be fine. Don't drink a load of garlic orange though. My only problem with Premiere Pro is that the best version is so expensive. Yeah, but SM22, I'm sure you can get CS5 for free. Right, Google Premiere Pro CS5 free download. I'm sure there's a legal way that they give those out. Plus, if you're a student, by the way, SM22, you get a massive discount as a student. You just have to prove that you're a student, and then you can rent it for like £6 a month rather than I have to pay like £30-40. I had a shower today. Well done, Peter. That wasn't his whole comment, by the way. I just thought I'd linger there. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is back. Episode 100 next week. Waiting on Westworld 2. I've not seen Westworld 1. See, my problem is I'm addicted to binge watching now. Right? So these kind of things, like, right, Westworld looks good, great. I'll just wait until they build up 3 seasons, and then, yeah. But the thing is, I never logged into any other computer. Then go and have a look at the devices that are logged in, right? And if you don't recognise them, remove them from being logged in, right? I don't know what to say. At the end of the day, I don't know. Just change your password, kick off everyone that's there, and then log back in. If they're still there, then it's got to be one of your own devices, because they can't be in if you've changed the password and kicked them all out. Thanks, man. The bug's got us. I've got to survive. And I think who can hack me? I know a channel called Force Play. He has 200,000 subs, and his account was hacked. And the hacker say, "Get the fuck off his channel." Yeah, that's what I mean, right? all due respect, no one's going to hack my Mr. Hairy Bit channel, and I've got 40,000 subs. No one's going to hack this channel, I've got 800 subs. All due respect, you're not a target. Unless you pissed off a friend, there's no one's going to attack you. Hello Anshad Anshu, welcome. Dude, about 3 weeks ago the flu got me. Yeah, it's that time of year. I'm very lucky that I work from home, so I say I'm lucky, right? I work from home, so I don't really get the bugs of the flu, right? The only time I do is when I go down at Christmas, and everybody that's had cold and flu over the course of the year, I go down there and mingle around all their germs at Christmas, and I always come back from Christmas with some kind of cold or a sore throat or something. I personally think Hit Film 4 Express is the best free editor. It's just as fully featured as Premiere Pro. What's your favourite animal and why? Meerkats, because they're cute. And they do the whole... thing. It's brilliant. Fucking love them. Couldn't eat a whole one though. TYTD, hope you get better. Thanks very much. That's lovely. My immune system's shot. When it comes to colds, I consider if I'm lucky, I'll get through winter with only half a dozen takedowns. Jabs, I think you are safe. As long as you've changed your password, as long as only you have access to your mobile phone, I can't see a problem. Right? Just make sure that you log in, you kick out everybody that's logged in on the session time, and you'll be fine. Hey, please do a tutorial on how to stream live with OBS. That will be out on Tuesday. Yes, the second part of my how to live stream series, which is how to live stream with OBS, will be out on Tuesday. Meerkat. Yeah, there's me meerkatting on a live stream. So everybody in the chat, what's your favourite pet and why? If you could own a random animal, what would it be? Why, and what would you call it? Right, my meerkat is called Sam, and I've got a little elephant. I collect a little zoo worth of animals. Been playing with my ring light. See ya, Jabs. Hope I haven't scared him off. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, feel free to ask questions. I want to own a duck. I'd call it Seb. And I wouldn't feed it donuts. Sorry, is that a reference I'm not getting? Does someone feed it donuts? I might feed it donuts. I like the groundhog squirrel thingy, especially when they shout out Alan. Yeah. That's the worst thing when you go to music festivals. Everyone really loved that advert. My problem has to be is obviously I have an inbuilt response in my brain to respond to my name. So if I'm asleep at a music festival and idiots walk past my tent at 3 o'clock in the morning shouting Alan, 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 Steve, right? My brain responds to someone shouting my name and I wake up. Or if I'm lost at a music festival and someone shouts my name to try and get my attention, it triggers off a load of people shouting Alan, 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 Alan. It's annoying. It's annoying. Right, I'm back. Had to get my hair ready for a party. Woo! Gel. done. I don't have gel, but that's what I used to do when I was at school. A fuck ton of gel. What's your favourite artist? As in music or actual artist? Music. Queen, Papa Roach, Bon Jovi. Ed Sheeran's quite good at the moment. Yeah, I'm more of a rock person. Artist-wise, I don't know. Not really an art person. I guess if I had a load of money and I had time to go and look at stuff, then I probably would be. Maybe Monet, because he does those lily things, countryside stuff. Constable, he's like a landscape person, right? I don't know. I want a farm of animals so I get fresh milk and cheese, etc. See, I like that idea. Like, if I was to get a load of money and I've done my world toury thing, you know, where I get my VW camper van in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I think a nice little country house. You know, I think, which is good being up in, say, Yorkshire. Have a little clump of land. Maybe a couple of chickens, because I've got a friend that owned a chicken. And they look quite cool and cute and weird and kooky, right? So that they give me eggs. And then I have like a cow or a goat for milk. And then, yeah, I don't know. A couple of pigs. Like a mini petting zoo, which I know in the long run will become my own food, but in the meantime they're kind of like pets type stuff. Yeah, I think I could do that. Queen is king, to be honest. Can't stop me now. Yep. Well, my sister and I, my dad, I'll start this off. My dad was a huge Queen fan, but unfortunately my dad died 17 years ago this July, and it's one of the things that defined my life pretty much. Hairy, not scary. Hairy, Brit. So yeah, when I lost my dad, me and my sister bonded fairly much, and roll 17 years on, she's been having a few health issues, and I've helped her out, and she really nicely out of nowhere surprised me with Queen tickets. So I'm going to see Queen in July in London, which would be fantastic. Send me some cheese, please. I'm in the mood for some Swiss. When and why did you start your Mr. Hairy Brit channel? I started that 5 years ago in June. It was initially I was trying to learn how to optimize a YouTube video for my web development company at the time, and then I put up a couple of videos, and then I kind of got caught by the bug. I liked the interaction that I got. I liked people engaging with me. I liked that I'd put up a funny movie review and people agreeing with me, and then I started making friends on there. It was also very good because I was suffering a little bit from depression. I'd gone through some rough breakups, and I needed an outlet, and I didn't know I needed an outlet, but it turned into an outlet. And some of my early videos, there's kind of some thinly veiled rants at ex-girlfriends and stuff in them, but everything went rather well, and I kind of, yeah, it was a good place to vent. And then over time I kind of got addicted to putting out stuff and making people laugh and creating stuff. I didn't care about money, I didn't care about how many subscribers, I just keep uploading videos. And then the nerd in me kicked in as well, and the competitiveness kicked in as well, and I wanted to beat how many subs I got last week, and how many views I got last week, and how many views I got last month. And then, yeah, until this time last year when I thought, you know, I'll start looking into teaching, and that's why I started this channel, off the back of that one. Favourite animal, cats. Favourite music artist, too many but liking Baby Driver. That's a soundtrack, but yes. Artist, Old Master stuff. SM22, what part of the UK do you live in? Anywhere around London or anywhere around Derby? I don't live near Derby, no. I don't live near London. I live in Yorkshire. Huddersfield, West Yorkshire. So I'm closer to Leeds and Manchester. Derby, however, is only like an hour train ride away. And London's around about 2 hours on a train at the moment on a Virgin high speed. So it's not too far. And then when I go down for Christmas in Kent, I just hop on a high speed train or a 7-hour megabus like a sadist. I've been to the UK once a year to stay with a friend of mine in Derby, and it was actually really fun. England's really nice, I guess, for people that live abroad from us, because England's fairly compact. Like, if you live in America and you live on the East Coast, you can't hop over to the West Coast on a quick 2-hour train, right? You're going to be on there all day, or you're going to get a red eye or a what they call Greyhound or whatever. Oh, well, I'm sorry for your loss. I lost my partner 5 years. See, it's something that it never stops hurting, but you kind of get used to it in the end. You kind of, yeah, you learn, yeah. But I was quite young when I lost my dad, so it kind of shaped the rest of my life. There's many things that I do unconsciously nowadays that stem from me losing my father, including the relationship with my sister. Me and my sister used to be, we used to fight to be like the dominant sibling, right? Because we was quite strong-headed. But I'm sure it'll get better with time. That's lovely, right? Chin up. TYTD, Megabus, shudder. Pain knows no limits till you've been sat next to a food poisoned bloke who insists on loudly screaming from the gents every 25 minutes. See, I've not had it that bad, right? But I used to travel from Kent to Preston, and that used to be like a 5-6 hour bus ride, right? But my headphones stopped working one time. Have you ever sat on a bus with no entertainment for 5 hours? All you could do is think to yourself, look out the window, which was pitch black, right? Or sleep. You never realise how much you pay attention to your numb arse when you've got no entertainment at all, right? So this time when I went down at Christmas, because I booked my travel a little bit late and I didn't want to pay 90 quid each way to London, I booked a megabus, and it was cheaper, so it was like 26 quid return, right? But it did mean like 6-7 hour like bus rides there and back. This time I took 2 phones and a phone charger, and the new megabuses actually have a plug now, so I just plugged it all in and charged it all, and then I was listening to podcasts, I was listening to YouTube tutorials, I was listening to music. Podcasts work really well for me because they're kind of like radio that you choose, and I'm happy with that. To get from the east to the west US coast takes about 10 or more hours by plane. about 5, by car about 2 days. See, that's what I mean. Like, if you really wanted to go for it, you can do the entirety of the UK, right, from Land's End to Johnny Groats. I think that's the right way round, right, which is the very top to the very bottom, right? You could do that at full pelt in about, I think it's 12 to 16 hours, right? When I say full pelt, I mean like within the law, letter of the law of speed limits and stuff, right? So we're not huge. We're a fifth of the size. I think the stat is like you can fit the entirety of the UK inside Texas 5 times over. So we're tiny. Hello, Mr. Wigglesworth. It's a name that I've not seen in the live stream. It's a funky name, by the way. Hello. So yeah, when Americans come over here and they're like, oh, so you know, you just pop down and say Queenie, right? Yeah, no. We've still got a large population, but yeah, we're like, I don't know. A 2-hour train journey is enough for me. Whilst a 2-hour train journey in some cases doesn't even get you out of one of the states that you happen to be in. Dude, I'm really sorry about your dad. The one thing I always remember with loss is that this is for everyone. Know that they are out there watching and protecting you from the bad spirits and stuff. Thank you very much, SM22. It's one of the things you learn and grow from. But yeah, sometimes you just kind of can't help but think, you know, well, I wish. I'm 33 this year, 34 this year, right? And my dad won't be there to see, like, when I finally find the lass that I settle down with, right? He's not going to be there to see me get married or to see me have my first child. You know, it's those kind of things, right? He's not going to be there to play football with my son or daughter. That's the heartbreaking stuff, right? I always take spare headphones. Yeah, I've started doing that now. Since I got my recent phone, I've now got Bluetooth headphones, which means that the jack and the wires aren't a problem. And I've also got wired ones now as well. As kind of like backups, and I keep them in the same pouch. Oh my god, I think I'd actually give up if my headphones died on the usual 5-hour trip to London. I imagine hell would just be the megabus journey that never ended. Not only that, like, if you lose track of time, right? I went from London back up to Huddersfield for Christmas, right? On the way home, right? I got to Sheffield and I'm like, yeah, just round the corner, right? Oh, we seem to be making up time. We got to Sheffield in 4 hours. It took them 2.5 hours to get from Sheffield to Huddersfield, which is half the distance, right, that it took them to get from London to Sheffield in 4 hours. The fuck? Right? So most of the journey was done by the time we got to Sheffield, and then it still took 3 hours. When I was like, we're only 40 minutes away. The road sign says that we're 40 minutes away. It's like the Twilight Zone. I could have punched someone. Once on an 8-hour drive from Los Angeles to San Francisco, my Bluetooth earpiece died an hour in to the drive, and it was so bored for 4 hours. Literally had to stare at my McDonald's. Yeah, just stare at the McDonald's, and then fantasize that McDonald's like fucking that it's talking to you. Oh, it sucks because I'm physically incapable of falling asleep in a car. Yeah, see, I'm okay with road trips if it's daylight outside, because you can kind of look at the things that's passing you by. Maybe it's different in America because it's just, I don't know, a load of blank empty space and stuff on some of the highways, right? But I've always said that I'd love to go on a monster road trip in America. But if you're doing a road trip out of choice, then it's more entertaining. If you're travelling somewhere just to get there, and it's not actually your choice as such, like you have to go somewhere for Christmas, or you have to go and see your gran, right? Then you're like, if you had punched someone, you probably would have got home quicker. The police don't tend to mess around. The worst comes to the worst, you get free rent for a room for a night. Yeah, but then I'll be staring at grey brick walls, which is less entertaining than a megabus thing. Have you ever played the game on a megabus where you're looking around and you're seeing what kind of scrotes are on the megabus? Right? See who got in there first and paid £1 to get to London, right? And it's an itchy but scratchy face who's trying to smoke a cigarette right at the front of the bus without people noticing, like a dickhead. Vlogging might be difficult, mind. What, vlogging on a road trip? Or vlogging? No, I'll just live stream from the prison cell. You know, I'll just YouTube Q&A whilst I'm sat there, like, being bored. The worst part is, lately, my dad has tried getting me to drive to occasions. If we're going straight on the freeway for a while, I'll have to drive for a few hours. I can't watch YouTube whilst driving. No, but you can try listening to podcasts. Podcasts are free. Or, here you go, if you know you're going on a road trip, either listen to my YouTube video on the seat, or download it and listen, and then you can listen to all of my live stream. I would honestly suggest that you put it on your YouTube app and watch, but listen. So, like, you know, because then that way I get all of those wonderful hours of you listening to my podcast stroke live stream. I always have a Google map with the journey that I'm taking on it. Yeah, I have to do that, or I use my phone. See, I worry that what if I hop on this train and it's the wrong train? Even though I know it's the right train, I'll sit on the train and I'll listen for the first couple of announcements. This train will be stopping at blah 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 and Rainham, and I'll be like, okay. And then the next stop, I'll do the same. I don't know why. I know it's my train. It said it's my train. It's on the right platform at the right time. I've even asked the conductor when I step onto the train, does this go to Rainham? I don't know. I don't know. What? It's not like it's going to change direction on the rails. My dad says that whoever's driving gets the radio control, unless whoever's driving isn't him. Well, what you can do is tell him that anytime you're driving, he has to sit on the roof. You're in control of the car. You're driving. Your rules. Get a sunroof. So, yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are now about to hit the 2-hour mark. And at this point in time, I pretty much always say goodbye. Right? So, this live stream has been around about 10 tips on how to start your YouTube channel as a newbie. You need to establish your brand. You need to establish your niche. You need to make sure that your avatar and your branding is correct. You create content on a regular basis, putting it out at a regular time and placing it in playlists. Make sure that you are picking a topic that you can rant on about for hours and hours and months and weeks and years on end, because you may need to do so to grow your channel. At the end of the day, put out content that you are happy on creating and you like creating. Remember that it is a long haul game. In the meantime, all you need to do is have fun and go out there, start creating. Now, I'd like to thank everybody that's in the live stream. I'd like to thank everybody that's been watching and leaving comments. I believe the new live stream actually archives the chats in future, right? So if you're watching on the recap and you can see the live chat strolling up, please let me know and feel free to comment. I'm quite intrigued by that. And in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and I'll see you soon. I'm going to wave. I'm going to dance. Because I do so just in case it cuts it off, and I'll see you soon. Thank you very much, everyone. Good night.